In lighters, the objective is to place O's on a grid so that every white cell that you see is illuminated. So a cell is illuminated by an O if they're in the same row or column and if there are no black cells in between. So for example, if I were to place an O here, that means this entire row will be illuminated and this part of the column will be illuminated. So if there are black cells in between them, it only illuminates in between uh, the black cell, so it won't illuminate this cell here because there's already a black cell there. So no O's can illuminate any other O. So if I place an O here, that means I cannot place any other O along the cells that have already been illuminated. And then some of the black cells that you see have numbers inside of them. These numbers indicate how many O's share an edge with that cell. So, for example, this one right here indicates that there is one O that shares an edge with this cell. So I can place it either here or either here. I cannot place it here because there's a zero here. And a zero means that there are no O's that share an edge with this cell. So my only options for this one is here or here. So let's just say I place an O here. If I were to place an O here to start off, that means these part of cells will be illuminated in this row, and these part of the cells will be illuminated in this column. So remember, a cell is illuminated by an O if they are in the same row or column. So it illuminates horizontally and vertically. So if I place an O here, that means for this next black one cell, my only options right now are to place it O here because I can't place one here because there's a zero cell here, which means there are no O's sharing an edge with this cell block here. Same thing with this one because there's a zero block here. And I can't place an O here because there's a zero block and there's already a cell that's illuminated by this O right here. So by that logical reasoning, I can only place my O here. That will be next to the edge of this one. So if I place an O here, that means uh, this part of the column will be illuminated, and I can't illuminate anything horizontally anymore since this one black cell is blocking the illumination path. Okay, so I have all these cells illuminated, and now just for the remaining white cells to illuminate. So this one here, I can place an O here, an O here, and that's it. I can't place an O here because there's a zero cell right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there's an O right here. Now, if you find out later on that it doesn't illuminate all the cells, you will have to go back and change where you place your O's. But for now, I'm just going to say this is where I'm going to put my next O. So this part of the column will be illuminated, or this row will be illuminated, and this part of the column will be illuminated. So if I have that in place, that means now for this one right here, I can only put an O here as my final spot so that it can satisfy the rule where each black cell with a number in it has that many number of O's that share an edge with it. So in that case, all of this right here will be illuminated, and I can't illuminate along the row direction here because, well, this black cell is blocking my path. Okay, great. So now to figure out where to place the remaining O's. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, for example, for my next one, I'm just going to place one. I can probably place one right here. So if I place an O right here, it satisfies the rule that there's no O's here or here, since I can't place um, an O here. That's a zero cell. That's against the rules. So if I place an O here, that means these cells will be illuminated, and these cells will be illuminated. So I can place an O here to illuminate this last remaining white cell. So it looks something like this. Okay, and then for my next O, I could place one right here. So if I place one right here, this part of the row will be illuminated, and this part of the column will be illuminated. And that fits very well for my last O, which I can place here, which means just this white cell will be illuminated. And so now you see all the white cells have been illuminated with an O. So that's how you play lighters. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you and have a great day.